What's up, guys? It is Chris back with another watch video, and today I have a watch I think you guys knew I was going to be buying. It is the Tissot PRX. I actually got the black dial, and I'll go into reasons why in a minute, but it comes in very familiar packaging for Tissot. As you can see, just the Tissot outer box. That box has, which I always like about Tissot, is they have like the logos on here from all their past iterations of their logo, which is pretty cool. It just gives you a little bit of the history and things like that. And then of course you get the books on the side here. There is 2 books, and they're hard to get out here. So this is just the history of Tissot. So there's just I guess, I don't know, it's not color, it's like a newspaper type paper inside. It's actually pretty interesting, definitely something that a lot of brands don't include with their watches. I mean, again, not a lot of brands have a history like Tissot. And then this is essentially a catalog of all their watches. Very cool. They give you these 2 books. It's, you know, so I mean, it's not an incredibly expensive watch, but there you go. And then on the outside, of course, you have the Tissot logo. That's in a little bit of metal. It's not really that great. A little polishing cloth underneath here, as you can see. Oh, there's the watch just falling down. And then on these little sides, there's pockets. This is the warranty card and the operation manual. This one is empty. And that's really it. That's everything that comes with the watch. It's a pretty decent box that these come in. It's not terrible, but you know, it's not an incredibly expensive watch. So I paid $300 for this watch. And as you guys know, these just came out and then they pretty much sold out. These sold out pretty quickly. If you were looking for the blue dial is still available. But on the Tissot website itself, I believe the blue dial and the black dial have sold out. The silver white dial is still available. That one has sort of like rose gold indices. These are 40 millimeter watches. They're saying it's a 40 millimeter lug to lug, 10.4 millimeters thick. It is a quartz movement. It is Swiss made. It is a integrated bracelet watch with a double deployant little buckle here and solid links. And you get, of course, because this is a Tissot and it's on the less expensive side, you're getting pin and collar, or just pin, I believe, in this watch. Sign crown, which is sort of domed a little bit. It's actually very nicely signed. And that lug to lug, I don't believe it's going to be 40 millimeters. And I have my caliper right here so we can take a quick measurement. Because that end link does not move whatsoever, I would imagine this is a bigger than 40 millimeter lug width. Yes. So that's saying 51.3 or 51.2, 51.3, somewhere around there. So around a 51 millimeter wingspan on this, I would say closer to that. The bracelet's actually very, very nice. It's very fluid. I get a lot of watches on the channel, and this is something that micro brands just don't do well. And you could see this is a really fluid bracelet. Nothing gets caught. And there's a reason why. I mean, they finished the links really nicely. The links are brushed on the top, and then in between each link, it's polished, and I'll do a close-up of that. And then it's brushed on the side. It's just a nice bracelet. The bracelet's really, really nice on here. The case is really nice. You can see from the profile of the case, this sort of looks like the profile of my Vacheron, of my AP. It looks like, an integrated bracelet watch case. And it does get actually quick release on this bracelet, which leads me to believe that they will be coming out with some straps for this watch eventually. This is a double deployant, as I said. They do have some half links here, so you could actually get a pretty good size for your wrist. I haven't sized this. I literally just got it today. But you can see there's 2 half links here, so I will try that out, and I definitely will do a full review on this watch when the time comes. Now, the dial on here, the reason why I got the black dial is because I feel like I buy so many blue dial watches. Whenever I get a chance, I buy blue dial watches. I was going to go for the white dial with the rose gold indices, but I decided to try this in black for one reason or another, and here it is. I actually got the best price on this as well. I paid $298, and that was on Amazon, and I believe that was just like a few minutes that deal was up, and I grabbed it. It was in stock. It literally got delivered to my house in 2 days, or one day actually, almost. And that was it. The case on this is actually very nicely finished. Brushing on the sides, you do get a chamfered edge, which is polished. The back is polished, is brushed. And so is the underside of the lugs, but there is a little ring of polish around the case back, where the case back screws into the case. The top of the case is all brushed, as you can see, and then the bezel itself is polished. You have a little bit of a beveled edge on the sapphire crystal, applied indices. I think you get lume on just the hands, but we'll do a lume shot really quickly. As I mentioned, this is a quartz movement, so does not have a sweep second, but it does, of course, hack because it is a quartz movement. You get a date at the 3 o'clock position. Personally, I could have done without the date, but again, this is sort of a watch that they're going for, the masses. I would imagine they're trying to sell a lot of these, and adding a date makes sense for a watch like this. Let me throw it on my wrist really quickly so you guys could see on my 7.5-inch wrist how this wears. So like I said, it's a 40 millimeter watch from each side of the watch, but the actual lug span is more like 53 millimeters, so it will wear actually pretty large because of that lug width. And you can see nothing; it does not budge on those end links. Very quickly, I am wearing a very, very cool watch. Literally another watch that I just recently received. This is a watch that I bought myself. It is the Chopard. This is basically a classic yachting chronograph. It's a chronometer. It's a very, very rare watch. They made this case 2 times for this watch and another limited, very, very limited run of Wempe or Vempe watches. This is a diving chronograph, sort of. It's only 100 meters water resistance, but screwed-in crowns. All three of the crowns, 4, I don't know where the 4th one would be, and a diving bezel. So I will do a full review of this, of course. It is on our automatic, just a really cool watch. Gets an ETA movement. It's not an LUC, but this was sort of on their higher end for the LU Chopard lineup of watches, the classic sport watches. Really just an awesome watch. Anyway, the Tissot on my 7.5-inch wrist. Like I said, I paid really under $300 shipped to my house through Amazon, and of course I paid tax, but I have a 7.5-inch wrist, as I mentioned. It fits really, really well on my wrist. It sits very close to the wrist as well. I mean, it's thin. It wears like a dress watch. It's technically a sports watch. It gets 100 meters water resistance, which really is pretty good. It is a push-pull crown, and you do get a screwed-in case back, and that's, I guess, how they do it, just with some gaskets. But really pretty interesting. And you could see, as I turn my wrist, you can see that bracelet is phenomenal. It really catches the light. It conforms to the wrist. You can see I don't have this sized. But it sits on my wrist so well that it, look at that. It doesn't move. It really does. It really does a nice job. Beautiful watch. I have to say, I'm very impressed, and I really, really hope they come out with this in a Powermatic 80. And if they do, I will 100% get that watch as well, and I will get that in the blue dial. So that is the last reason why I got the black dial for the quartz. Because eventually, if they do come out with it in an automatic version, hopefully the Powermatic 80, I'm going to get it in the blue dial. Or maybe even that white dial. I really like it. Maybe they will offer something different. I think the black dial is nice on here. It is not a sunburst dial. It's sort of like a matte finish. I don't incredibly love Tissot's blue dials that are very, very iridescent. sort of. I owned one for a very long time and I ended up selling it because it annoyed me. I really like this. I think this looks really good. But anyway, let me do a really quick lume shot because I would imagine the lume is not good on this watch. But we'll do a quick lume shot and then wrap up the video. Well, you know, not that great, but not bad. The hands are brighter than the indices. I didn't even think the indices were lumed. There's a very little sliver of lume on each one of those indices. But, you know, it's a dress watch. It's a sport dress watch. It's kind of light. It's on the lighter side. That is something that is a little bit disappointing on it, but it's not an automatic. And I think when they come out with the automatic, it's going to be, you know, more expensive, of course, because this retails for $375. I got it for under $300. I would imagine that when they come out with this in an automatic, it's going to be around $700. Will it be worth $700? 100%. Every penny of $700 this watch is worth. It's worth every penny of the $300 because of the quality. And if you're looking for a dress piece and you don't care it's quartz, like me, I don't care. I will buy a quartz watch. I like them. You know, I prefer an automatic. I prefer a manually winding watch, but I will buy a quartz watch depending on the brand and you know, things like that. And this design, this sort of 70s integrated bracelet watch design is something that I'm a huge fan of. And if you watch my channel, you would know that. And it's just, I think this is a really affordable way of getting into that. And for $300 or even $375 if you pay the retail, this is a Swiss-made integrated bracelet watch, Gerald Genta-esque looking watch. You can't go wrong. And when they come out with this in an automatic, and I hope they do, like I said, $700 is going to undercut a lot of other brands that have made efforts to come out with really cool integrated bracelet watches. And it will have a Powermatic 80, so it immediately will have an advantage over brands like Frederic Constant, who just came out with the High Life, you know, Maurice Lacroix, all these other brands that have integrated bracelet watches that are house actually and a movement, but that at a movement is not a Powermatic 80 because they don't make that available outside of the lineup of Swatch Group watches. So that will be pretty incredible. You know, this is an impressive watch, and I'm definitely going to enjoy it. But tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I really want to hear from you guys. Tell me what you think of this watch. Are you going to get the quartz watch? A lot of people are, obviously, because they've been selling out. Or are you going to wait for the automatic, wait for that Powermatic 80, or do what I do, buy both and have no money in the bank? But that's, you know, a different story. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon. It's super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog. I have some links in the description. Those links are to Amazon. If you click those links and buy anything, it helps support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. However, I very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.